Hey everyone, welcome back to another product review. This time around I'm taking a look at the Outlaw Audio RR2160 Mark II. Now this thing looks fantastic. It's got some nice metal features, it's got a ton of inputs, but how does it really hold up to our ears? That's going to be the real test, and we're going to find out in this video. But first things first, I just want to mention that Outlaw Audio did send me this unit free of charge, but my opinions throughout this are my own. Alright, let's get into it. Now, before I get into what I think about this unit, I just want to break down what exactly this is. So this is a stereo receiver, but what's interesting about this one is that it not only has HD radio capability, but also has internet radio, and you use that through the app. The app is free to download, and you just sync it with this unit, and you're able to get a ton of internet radio stations, which is really cool because there are some fantastic ones that you may not be able to pick up over the air depending on where you live. Now it's got a Wi-Fi antenna on the back here, as well as a Ethernet port, so you can plug directly into your Ethernet. It also has an HD radio antenna, which it includes one to extend it out to get a better signal. It also includes a remote, and also comes with an owner's manual as well as a power cable. Now on the back here you have 4 pure analog signal inputs, 2 sets of left and right speaker outputs, plus a subwoofer output. Plus you have optical inputs as well as coax. What's really cool, you have an infrared input output. So if you wanted to like put this behind some wood or something, but still wanted to use the remote with it, that helps with that. I don't have that set up, but I think that's a really nice feature to have with this. And there's a lot of other stuff that it's nice to have, but I honestly don't have the equipment to use these functionalities. I think the bottom line is this unit offers you a ton of flexibility to work within your system. Now, the one thing they do mention with this unit is that it's not meant for like a home theater type setup. So as you can see, there's no HDMI inputs. So you would have to, if you wanted to use that in that system, maybe it's like a separate system, or maybe you have something to split that signal up. Yeah, that's going to vary on your setup. But yeah, this is really meant for audio. On the front here, you have a headphone input with a volume knob. You can adjust the tone. And then there's the USB input, and then you have a source, and obviously this is your volume knob, as well as an auxiliary input jack. So you can quickly plug in something that uses the 3.5mm jack. Just a quick, easy way to hook that up, which I like, instead of, especially if this is like set really nice into a cabinet, it's going to be a pain in the butt to try to route that to the back here if you didn't think about it. I was able to test out the app, and the internet radio is so great because sometimes you can't always pull in the station you really want to listen to. Plus with HD radio, it's like that digital thing, so it will just like cut in and out, you know what I mean? So it's really nice to have that ability, and it makes it so easy, and you can just start adding all your favorite radio stations, even if you like moved away and you're curious. I mean, I was surprised how many stations I could get on there, and it also supports a ton of different streaming services. Okay, so I don't really have a lot of true negatives with this unit, but right off the bat, I would say the remote is not the most intuitive for me. Part of the problem, I think, is that there is a on button as well as an off button. To me, I don't know, I'm just so used to one button turning the unit on and off just based on all the other devices that I use. The other thing is a little confusing. If you want to quickly go to the app function of this, you actually hit net. I'm not sure why they named it net. It would have made more sense to me to name that app. And the other thing that I don't love is where the volume is. I feel like this could have been a larger toggle. It does light up, so like, if it's dark, you can kind of see. I've had to learn where the volume up and down is, but that's like the one I most go to, and the position of volume up and down is there. I just would have preferred a different style of button so that it doesn't feel like the 2 buttons below them, like more of a toggle kind of button switch. I think you know what I mean. I don't have an example offhand to show you, but just, you know, more like how these directional buttons are bigger, something that can rock back and forth. I think that would be great for these, and then these scan buttons plus and minus. So that's my main nitpicks with the remote. The other thing, this is not really a negative at all, but this does not have Bluetooth. And initially I was like, you know, I kind of wanted Bluetooth, but what I realized is that once I got this set up with the app on my phone, I was able to quickly connect to it, not even using the app. As long as your unit and your phone are both on the same Wi-Fi network, you'll get that option to stream directly to this via Spotify or whatever music streaming app you have. And I don't even have to open up the app. I can just quickly select this unit to send my music, and it's very quick. And what I love about it is that then I can, you know, browse my phone without, you know, affecting the music coming out here, because effectively this takes over Spotify. It displays the music that's playing, the current artist and song title, and you know, I can, you know, if I get a phone call, the music will keep going. That's like the major thing I didn't realize that I don't like about Bluetooth, is that it kills your music as soon as you get a phone call if you're playing it from your phone. Now they do sell a separate Bluetooth transmitter, but honestly, I don't think you need it. I just find that the built-in functionality of the Wi-Fi just takes care of that problem. Now, first things first, this thing does look gorgeous. There's no doubt about it. I love this retro aesthetic that they have here. It harkens back to what I consider sort of the pinnacle of receivers, you know, late 80s, early 90s, you know, the time when they were still using silver and like blue. Like, I love that look. This has that, plus it's got a really nice Art Deco front face here, and it's milled metal. Feels really good to the touch. Same thing with the remote here. It's got heft to it. This face here is metal. Feels good in the hand. Now, that is looks. How does this perform? Well, I've been very, very happy with this. In fact, I've reviewed a number of receivers and preamps over the years, but for the price point and the functionality and all the inputs, this thing is a fantastic deal. I love the sound of this. Every time I switch, you know, sometimes I'm lazy, I'm just listening to music coming out of my phone speakers. Every time I switch it to this, it's like going from black and white to color. It just fills the room, sounds fantastic. I'm not even using a subwoofer. I'm just using stereo speakers. I'm using actually the dumb speakers for this test, and it just sounds fantastic. The clarity, the warmth, the tone, and the built-in preamp, I mean, there's no complaints there. It's so nice to use that. I should mention that I am running a older version of the LP120 by Audio-Technica, but I'm running it phono level. I'm not using the built-in preamp. This built-in preamp, I mean, no complaints. I think they did a fantastic job with this unit. Overall, I love this unit. I've reviewed a ton of audio components over the years. I've been to high-end audio shops, and you know, this one holds its water. It holds its weight. It is less than $1,000. It's right around $1,000. Let's just be honest. It's $1,000, but for what you get, not only the good looks, but the excellent audio quality, plus all the inputs and the flexibility, this thing's really hard to beat. I really believe that Outlaw Audio created this for themselves. Like, they wanted to create what is the ultimate stereo receiver, and then they just happened to sell it to all of us. So if you're out there looking for a stereo receiver, highly consider Outlaw Audio. They've been around for a while. This is clearly an improvement over their previous one, and it really satisfies a lot of needs for a stereo system. Now, obviously where it runs short is if you want to get into surround sound. This is not going to cover it, but I think for the majority of you, or for a lot of you, this will satisfy a ton of needs. And the fact that it has a really good built-in phono preamp, plus a ton of pure analog inputs, and it has a lot of future-proofing items, so down the road, if you want to add to your stereo system, this thing can handle it. So it was a joy every time I got to listen to something, whether it be a movie, a record, or just streaming. This thing just, I don't know, it reinvigorated my love of listening. So I don't know what else to tell you. I'm not a big technical guy. I don't know a lot about, you know, ohms and amps and you know, power delivery and all of that. I just know when something works and it works well and it feels good, that's what this is. You know what I mean? You know, it's one of those things you got to hear it to believe it, but you know, take it from me, this thing won't disappoint. If you have the space for something like this and it fits in your stereo setup, definitely consider Outlaw Audio. I really, really like this product. All right, everybody, that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for watching, but I especially want to thank my members over on Patreon. I'm your Vinyl Geek, and I'll catch you on the flip side.